So my career to date, just an introduction, as Tita Connie said, I spent my time in the Philippines. I grew up there. I did my grade school there. And then I moved to England. So I think my science kind of appetite was kind of started maybe in grade school. I was a member of the science club and we were doing all these experiments. Like, I don't know, back then it was like how to make soap and things like that. So I think being kind of hands-on was really my thing. And so I really enjoyed science. And then I moved to the UK in England, and in high school. And I think in high school, I think what was like, the biggest thing for me was, di ba sa atin, but DNA. And then in high school, I learned about RNA. Meron palang RNA, which is like the ribosomal nucleic acid. And I was like, whoa, mind blown. And so that's how I started getting interested in science. Like there's so many more things that I didn't know about, like my DNA, my RNA, there's so many things that discovered that we can't even see, but we know so much about it. And so that kind of spurred me to kind of pursue the bachelor's I have in biomedical science. So this is a University of Surrey. And then during my time at Surrey, I was fortunate enough to spend a year in my second year in Finland to work in a lab in the Turku Center of Biotechnology. And so this was my first flavor of taste of cancer research. So I was working on prostate cancer, very early. I was just like this kind of naive college student. I didn't know I don't know what cells were. I didn't know how to hold a pipette. But I think that year really kind of, spurred me to pursue a PhD. And so I was working on a protein in Finland called FAK. So it's a focal adhesion kinase. And then I really wanted to work on that protein. Like I was obsessed with that protein. So I made sure I found a lab that was working on that protein. And so then I found that lab at Cardiff. So then I did my PhD there, kind of working on focal adhesion kinase, the FAK protein I was working on in breast cancer. And then after my PhD, I stayed in the same city. I did my postdoc at the Cancer Cell and Stem Cell Institute, kind of working on different ways that you can screen drugs more effectively. And then I moved to the city in London, did a postdoc again, Institute of Cancer Research. And then finally, I have now a consultant for EmPartners. So we advise kind of pharma companies on how to develop drugs, how to pursue their clinical trials, and things like